Trailblazers, it's Leila Khan here, and I welcome you to another episode of the Life is Today show. So I'm the author of 101 Plus Ways to Overcome Life's Biggest Obstacles, which is a guide to handling any problem with ease. So you, as a trailblazer, you are here to learn how to master your emotions and your mind and how to connect the two together in order to create your dream life. This is what I'm passionate about teaching, and this is what I love to share, the strategies and the resources that each of us have within ourselves to realize our dreams in reality, because that is what we're here for. So in today's episode of the Life is Today show, we are going to be looking at friendships and how to make friends. Over the past couple of years, it's been really interesting for me because I've come across many people who are like outgoing, confident, or externally confident, but actually inside they don't feel as confident within themselves. And most people have asked me, like, how do you make friends? Like, I don't have any friends. How do I make friends? One of the chapters in the book that I've written is about helping you to overcome loneliness. And I don't even know how to say this apart from just that loneliness is so prevalent. And there are many different levels. So I'm not going to go through all of the kind of iterations of loneliness, but I do want to kind of tap into loneliness in order to realize how we can make friends. So I'll share this little story with you actually. One of my previous relationships that I was in, my partner at the time, he said to me, he said something like, "Oh, you don't have any friends, like you don't have any friends," because I was spending a lot of time with him and I was codependent. I was dependent on him being around in order to do things, and I was still very independent at the time, yet this codependency had become a pattern. And when he said to me, "You don't have any friends," I do know that he was saying this to hurt me, but there was truth in it as well, because I looked around and I thought, well, actually, yeah, like, where are my friends? And what am I going to do about that? And what he didn't realise is that I was going to be off away with my friends, making the most of life. But what this meant was I then became very proactive about who I was going to spend my time with and how I was going to bring people into my life that were important enough to me to help me make the most of life. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a couple of strategies on how to make friends, and I encourage you, as always, to have an open mind, and remember, this is all tried and tested. So everything that I share, I've been through, I've walked the path, and these are some of the ways that have worked for me. Listen to your intuition as I'm kind of teaching this topic today, and jot down any ways that are true for you. So any inspiration that comes through for you, write it down for yourself. Okay, so first most important thing to do is to actually like yourself as a friend. So there's two parts to that. It's first of all seeing yourself as a friend to yourself, and then the other part is actually learning to like yourself as a person. The reason why this is so important is because by knowing who you are then able to attract like-minded people into your life. If you don't know your skills or your strengths or your weaknesses, your imperfections, your flaws, then you're going to attract people into your life that are maybe not going to be the best fit for you. And that's not always a good idea. You know, being aware of who we're attracting into our lives is so important, especially for us who are personal development junkies and we want to achieve and do really well in life and not stay in our problems and not stay in the issues. It's incredibly important to be aware of, how do I connect with the people who are right for me, that are going to help me and support me and guide me along in my journey, as opposed to someone that is going to kind of nitpick or be negative or be manipulative, controlling. You've got to have a good enough awareness of who you are and what you like in order to then look outside of yourself to find people who are similar. Friendships are so powerful. They are beautiful relationships when they're the right ones, and when they're not necessarily not the right ones, because I do believe every relationship is the right one. But when somebody comes into your life who triggers you and triggers the kind of the imperfections and the flaws in you, they are there as a teacher. They are there to teach you. And those kind of relationships can be an essence of disharmony. So it's incredibly important to find a place within yourself of harmony, and to recognize when somebody you are meeting, somebody new that you're meeting, is of a similar kind of vibe as well. Okay, so first thing, make sure you like yourself, and that you are your own friend. Okay, another reason why this is really important is because if you come across somebody who could potentially be a friend and they're saying things to you that are not very kind and not very nice, and they're hurtful, if you're not in a space of knowing yourself well enough, that other person could possibly take advantage, and that's not a happy place to be. That's definitely not a relationship that is going to kind of foster a good relationship between you both. Okay, so it's something to really be aware of. Second thing is laugh at yourself. So laugh at who you are, like, don't laugh at yourself to the point, like, don't laugh at yourself where you're being negative, but just appreciate who you are and your humor, your sense of humor, and enjoy your own company, because when you enjoy your own company, you're easy to be around for other people, and that is going to attract to you more and more people that are like-minded. Okay, another thing in how to make friends is be open-minded about the kind of person who you're going to connect with. This world is not black and white. We do not live in a world made up of just one group of people, one cultural group or one religious group or one gender group. Like, there is so much diversity to human beings. I absolutely love it. I love how diverse we all are, kind of across the whole world. It fascinates me. And what fascinates me is you can make friends with pretty much anybody. You can make friends with anybody, regardless of their cultural backgrounds or their religious backgrounds or their personal preferences. There does obviously need to be commonality though. This is why getting to know yourself is so important. But when you can be in a space within yourself of appreciation and accepting that the world is not just black and white, your own world opens up in terms of who can be your friend and who you can be a friend to as well. I will also say as well, know what your interests are and hang out in those places. Hang out in the places where you enjoy doing things that you enjoy doing. Especially if they're like unique and quirky, like, don't stop yourself from being who you are and enjoying what you do, because your unique interests are going to always spark some kind of passion in you or some kind of interest, and being in those places where you can practice whatever it might be, your art or a particular skill or a sport or whatever it might be, by being in those places you're going to meet like-minded people. And it's just kind of how it works. Life just works in that way. So definitely don't tone down your interests, embrace them and find yourself in places where you can make the most of your personal interests, and you'll be very, very surprised at who you can meet. I'll also say as well, another thing in order to like make friends is to know what your intention is as well. So are you wanting to make friends with new people because you want to dump all your problems onto them? Or are you wanting to make new friends so you have people to go out with for coffee or to hang out with, doing different things? Are you wanting to have friends to fill a gap of loneliness within yourself? If that is the case, I come back to the first point because it's so, so important. Know who you are and learn to like yourself, and that will attract to you people who will like you too. Okay? And another thing that I will share about friendships and how to make them is to allow people to come and go in your life, because some of us are here for a short time in somebody's life. Some people are going to be in your life for a long time. Some people are just going to be passing by. Some people will be kind of in the middle. And you never know what somebody's life's purpose is and where they're meant to go at what point and time in their life. So have an element of kind of not having this like attachment that keeps you holding on to somebody. If they have dreams and ambitions and goals in life, they're going to be guided to go elsewhere. And so are you as well. So are you. So have this kind of, keep a space open for each of you to be on your merry way as and when you need to in life, and trust that your friendships are going to survive, because there's so many ways to connect with friends, via Skype, via phone. Still writing letters as well is a really cool thing to do with friends. Postcards, and in postcards if you're abroad and stuff, whatever it might be, social media, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, there are still so many ways to connect with people that you have liked hanging out with. I hope that you have enjoyed that. It was a bit of a longer video, and there's probably some different content in there to what you might have read elsewhere. I will come back to this topic because I do realise how important it is for people to know how to make friends. Please do like if this has resonated with you. If you have got a couple of sparks of like, okay, please do like the video. Comment below as well, subscribe, because there is so much more to come from me and you get all the latest updates as well, and share with people in your network, somebody who might need to see this to help them along the way in their life as well. Thank you so, so much for your time, and as always, remember that life is today, is right here, is right now, in this very moment, to make the very most of who you are and the dreams that you are striving for. Enjoy. And if we are just friends passing by and this is the only time we're going to connect, then I do wish you all the very, very best in life. Thanks again. Take care. Bye.